for the Kickstart Your Business Summit, and I brought friends with me today, and we have even more popping in every few seconds here. So welcome, everybody. These are some of our awesome speakers and some of our awesome team at CIBN Connect. So we've got lots to share today. We're going to be talking about the magic of relationships in business. You're going to be wanting to hang out with us and find out more about that. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the speakers that we've had over the summit and who was really awesome, and what to look forward to, and maybe a little bit about what is going on with the speakers program at CIBN as well. So lots of fun. People will be popping in and out because we're going to be talking to you for about the next 45 minutes to an hour. And not everyone can stay for the whole thing, but others will come in. So we'll just be yakking back and forth here and sharing, what's new at the zoo at CIBN. All right, so let me just make a couple of introductions. You haven't met everyone here so far, so why don't we go around the room and tell everybody who we are and what we do, just like we would in a networking meeting, so they can, kind of get a perspective of who we are and how we're weighing in on this. So I will pick on, first of all, Terry Wildeman. Woohoo! Yeah, Terry.
Hey, I'm Terry Wildeman. I'm an intuitive success strategist, and I'm the founder of Intuitive Leadership and Shiftology. And my passion is working with entrepreneurs, leaders, and change makers who have achieved all of their success, but they know that something is still missing. And using all of my Shiftology tools in my toolbox, we help them come to that deep inner knowing of what the next steps are. So that's what I love to do.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to pick on Michel Hancock to go next.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you so much again, Kerry, for the opportunity. And it's been a great summit so far. Looking forward to going even higher. But Michel Hancock family with Legal Shield. And one of the reasons why I love what I do and why I do what I do is because I don't know about you all, but I get sick and tired of being sick and tired of constantly hearing business owners struggle with trying to understand or trying to navigate their businesses and just trying to understand contracts and understanding what all goes into making sure that your business is successful. And so with Legal Shield, we're able to empower small business owners with resources, professional development resources, to be able to help them navigate the legalese of running a business, being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, and being a person and a human being all at the exact same time. And I love what I do because being able to give people a lifestyle where they can worry less and live more is one of the things I love about getting phone calls from my clients saying thank you so much for the help that they were able to give me and things like that. So that's what I love doing. I love being able to help small business owners navigate the challenges of running a business through the power of Legal Shield, which is what I call our professional and our personal development tool. So that's what I love about what I do. Kerry, back over to you, my friend.
Awesome. All right. Next up, I'm going to introduce my husband, Francois Alphonse, is in the room. And why don't you tell everybody what it is that you do here at CIBN Connect and what your business is?
Hello, everyone. My name is Francois Alphonse, and I'm a videographer and an editor. I help business owners to promote the business online. I create sometimes 30-second testimonials so they can put on their website. I also create long-form videos. I'm also behind the scene here at CIBN all the time, moving the websites and connecting everything and make sure everything works perfectly. I'm not an online phone guy. So, anyway, nice meeting you all, okay?
Awesome. Fabulous. Okay, so Tif Loeffler, why don't you go next and tell everybody what you do?
Hey, everybody. I'm Tif Loeffler, Positively Yours. I am so excited to be here today. This is an awesome summit. What I love is I'm here today with business friends making magic. And I also have the great honor of hosting the Positively Women's Networking at CIBN every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And what I love about being a part of CIBN, it helps me remind myself that power is in today. What are you doing today in your business? We could talk about the past, the future, sure, but what are you doing today? And that's what I love helping people with. Discover the power of right now. And right now, I'm going to turn it back to Kerry. Thanks, Kerry.
Woo-hoo! All right. Okay, so I'm going to get Sheenay to go next and tell everybody who you are and what you do and why you're so awesome.
I am Sheenay Richardson. I am a wellness and wealth advocate. And what I do is I teach people, families, individuals, how money works, how money really works for them, how we can make it work for them, and how to create healthy, toxin free lifestyles within ourselves and our homes. And my vision is very simple, it's financial freedom and vibrant health for families and individuals that I work with.
Nice.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for being here with us today. And of course, I am Kerry George. I am the owner and the founder of CIBN Connect, which is a global networking organization that brings business owners together. And this is our Kickstart Summit, where we are helping entrepreneurs kickstart their year and really get things moving and shaking. And so we're really excited to be here with you all today. And we got a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to talk about the magic of relationships today. So we're looking forward to that. All right, guys. So I wanted to ask you, first of all, as we're getting started, we had a lot of really great speakers over this summit, and I know that many of them, and some of them you just are meeting because we've always got new people joining CIBN. But I was wondering, what were some of the hot points of the summit, some of the people that you really enjoyed watching, you really enjoyed learning from, over the last few days? And, what were some of the highlights of the summit that people should be tapping into? Let's see, who should I pick on first? I know, who wants to go first? Okay, wave at me, who will go first? Okay, Tif, I'm going to make Tif go first. All right, go ahead, Tif.
Hey! Okay, here's why I want to go first, is because, well, there's someone here who gave an incredible, I can't even describe it. Terry Wilderman, you're just amazing. Shiftology just rocks, right? And not only did I get to see that incredible presentation, but Terry joined me at the Women's Networking event on Tuesday. And then I had the complete joy of bonus time with her afterwards. In fact, I just wasn't even able to make the live for the end of the day for day 2 because we were talking with women business owners and there was just such electricity there. And I also wanted to say you can learn a lot. I also learned about the word should. I got to mention this because on day 2 I was talking about, you could use the word should sometimes. And then Terry was telling me and sharing with me and guiding me about, there's certain things you could say. You can say I should do something and I can do something. And there's just a different level there. Should's kind of on the bottom, can's more up here. And I'm just saying that little shift, tied to shiftology, but that little shift really helped me understand how I use words, how I'm thinking about things. And you don't get that if you don't have that magic of relationship. And that's why I'm so thrilled to have Terry in my life and to have not only the benefit of seeing her in the summit, to have her on the call and then to have the bonus time with her and then to have extra time with her after. It was just tremendous. And it is magic. Why is it that business has to be so business-like? Can't we have some fun and get things done? And that's why I love being a part of CIBN, that magic of relationships. I got to experience it fully yesterday with Terry. So Terry, I wanted to give you many thanks. And Kerry, thank you for giving us the platform to create magic.
Awesome. And I knew that as we talk about the speakers, the magic of relationships is going to come right out, right? It just goes with it. Terry, I'm going to get you to go next and talk about, who impacted you in the summit and what has been touching you as you've been going through this.
Well, I think Tif said it all in terms of the afternoon. We had a blast. We had a lot of fun. There was a lot of love with all the women that were there. It was really wonderful. But the one speaker I want to call out was Alyssa Crabtree. First of all, the title of her talk knocked my socks off. I got rejected selling donuts door to door and made 80K anyway. I mean, that's a pretty good title. It's very intriguing. It calls you in. And her talk was all about speaking. And if you are an entrepreneur, it really is important to be visible. That's one of the things we talked about in the women's networking was some of us were very comfortable being invisible and it was time to be visible. And Alyssa was very good in helping people pulling people out with their signature talk. Like I said, she had a fantastic title, and sharing the importance of why visibility is necessary for entrepreneurs in speaking. And what I loved were her steps on how to do it. So I'm not going to give too much away, because I'm inviting all of you who are entrepreneurs, leaders, or change makers to watch that talk, because it is key to anything that you are doing in terms of speaking.
Awesome. Awesome. I really enjoyed that one too. In fact, when I went through the recording, I was like, oh, this has got to be a beginning of the day one, because it just pops. This is awesome.
It did. It really did.
Yeah. Yeah, fabulous. Okay, Michel, I mean, you were a beginning of the day one too. Hey, so why don't you tell us what has impacted you? I mean, your video has been going really great. I mean, you get lots and lots of watches on it. People are really enjoying it. Which one did you like in the summit as well?
Kerry, there's been so many great speakers so far, but I'm a harp on a couple of things that have already been said. I'm gonna start with Alyssa Crabtree's talk. I can tell you right now from personal experience as a salesman and being in sales, I have been that guy going door to door with not actual donuts, but with donuts, and getting rejected constantly and day in and day out. So I understand that feeling, and knowing full well what it feels like and what it looks like and the results that you get from it, but then establishing that credibility and that rapport by having a platform to boost yourself up as a local expert or as a known expert in that area definitely helps out. So that was definitely a talk that meant a lot to me. And then I'm gonna follow right back behind my good friend Tif over there. Again, surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, and the shiftology with Terry, it doesn't get any better. And that's one of the reasons why I say what I say when it comes to being early in the AM time. I like to say grand risings. I don't like to say good morning, because I'm not mourning anything. I'm excited to be alive. I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy that I woke up. So having that mental shift, and I'm not preaching, but the Bible says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that's what, honestly, I believe that's what shiftology is all about, transforming your mind with those small things and those small changes, certain words to help change, not how am I going to be able to do this or afford this, but how can I, what steps can I take to make these things happen? So honestly, there's been so many great speakers, but I just wanted to keep everything together. Like I said, you got to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, and that's what it's all about. So Kerry, back over to you, my friend.
Awesome. You know, I totally agree. Yeah, I was just writing it down. I wrote it down too. Grand rising. That really resonates with me, because there's nothing good about morning. I don't align with morning at all. In fact, I built a business that lets me sleep till I'm finished most days. I enjoy that. So that's awesome. Really, really great stuff. And thank you so much for sharing. Now, Francois has been doing all the video editing behind the scenes, and he has, he's actually seen them all, and he edited out the bloopers in a whole bunch of them. Okay. But he had a favorite or two as well. So Francois, why don't you share with us, which ones did you really enjoy?
Well, I actually like all of them. But the one that stand out the most for me is, I don't know if you met David Sampson. He talked about the frequency that you put out, what you put out, or that's what you get back. So it's kind of very, very interesting on these kind of topics about your mind and your frequency, And I like Sheenay's videos too about the products, the toxic products that you use in your house and you don't even know about them. So it's
Awesome.
all very good videos, and it didn't need much editing. It was just I didn't add anything else to them. Just take out all the empty spaces and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I liked all of them. Thank you.
Awesome. So yeah, he had the first view of everything after it was done. And a lot of people, we just had a space of them, missing, a beat or, going, oh, what was next kind of thing. And he would just clip that out and just make everything just a little bit nicer, make the timing a little bit nicer, make sure everything was, looking good on the screen. A couple of people came without presentations, so he added a little bit of picture to them just to make them a little bit more interesting for people to watch. But they were kind of light edited. He does a lot more stuff. And in fact, when you look at the Kickstart Your Summit the musical interlude that he does, like that kind of stuff. I really enjoy watching him do that because it just makes everything pop. So all through the whole summit, we got to go kickstart your business. So thank you for all you do, Francois. Let's see, who have I missed? I don't think I talked to Sheenay yet. Sheenay, tell us, who did you really enjoy in the summit so far?
Well, so far in the summit, I enjoyed David as well when it came to the frequency, because I've been on just trying to change my mindset, switch the way that I not only think, but my actions as well. So that was very powerful. I think all of them were powerful because at the end of the day, they really all focus on mind shift, but in different levels, different areas, from personal to professional to relationships. So I really think that that was the highlight one for me, as well as the one for Alyssa. I really thought, like Terry said, it was a very catchy title that she had, which draws you in. And it's just very motivational, inspirational. Like, wow, if you can go from that to being in a more better position, so can I. So that's what I really got to take away from that. But overall, I think all of the speeches were very inspirational and motivational and informative.
Yeah, absolutely. We had some really, really great ones.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
Can I say
absolutely.
I think whenever you start a business, if you don't have the mindset, I didn't know this thing when I started a business. If your mindset is all about lack, you will never attract the customers that you need. You have to train your mind to attract. Even if you're not always online or you're not always visible, if you train your mind to attract, you will attract whatever it is that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. That is true. We had some really great mindset speakers over the last few days that really helped, nail down like where you might be going off track there and how to bring it back. So Terry was one, David was one, and we had a few others. And it was even sewn into some of the other talks, like Christina Jensen talking about, sales, and how do you have them more naturally. That was a great talk. I also enjoyed, we had a few people talk about AI in some really different ways. I mean, we had Sherry Hudson talked about building like a wisdom that's like you, that shows up when you're not there. That was kind of cool. And Lois Wyant also went through some really great AI tools and stuff that we should be using. I know later today I'm going to be talking about tools as well in one of the final videos that comes out. So, this is it's a practicality of life now, right? I mean, AI is part of what we're doing. And what we do at CIBN is we want to be putting cutting edge stuff in front of our members, in front of our guests, and featuring our speaker level members who come in is a key way of doing that, because they're coming in as experts. They know their craft. They know what they do. And so we've got people who train you on how to be a better speaker. We've got people who train you on how to be, a better human being. But that's important, because if you suck at being a human being, okay, it's hard to attract business that way. People aren't drawn to that. So it's been really phenomenal to see, our speakers step up and share these things. And, as we're talking about the magic of relationships, it's in these meetings and stuff that we're doing with people that we start the beginning of those relationships. So let's just shift over to that right now. Guys, I want you to think about who's been an incredible person for you in the network where you have built a relationship, where you've got something going on with somebody and that has been magical for you. And you just wouldn't give it up for anything. You'd love to see more of that person. And I know I could go on and on about members all day long. Some of them are right here in the room, some of my favorites. And some of them are, also not in the room. And I like to talk about people when they're not there in a good way. Over the years, one that stands out to me is Wendy Croft. Okay. Solid as a rock. Just been there to support us. She joined us in 2020. She brought her friends. Okay. She's the reason why the U.S. market just went boom, and just lit up the Eastern Seaboard and went right across the United States, and she has just continued to be there, to be there, to be there. She calls me and asks me, how am I doing? I just love her. She's one person that, we're talking about the magic of relationships, is somebody that I made good friends with, and I've never met her in person. And I think about her just about every day, and it's just been magical to have her in my life. So there's just one example, So how about you? Who's got a magical relationship that you've met in the network? Well, of course, Tif. Tif, go ahead. Who has been your magical relationship, Tif?
Oh, Kerry, can you guess? It's you. And
You're pretty magical to me too.
I love that I have a happy story to share about that, about the magic of relationships, because when I came into business, I made a lot of mistakes and unfortunately gave away my power. And when I was connecting with Betty Ann Ellis, I was feeling pretty powerless. And to her great credit, like, she said to me, all right, you're going to go to a CIBN meeting and you're going to meet with Kerry George. And there was no hesitation on my end. Like, I just knew, there's just something about it that I knew that's what I need to do. And I just want to say to everybody, give yourself permission to create magic relationships for other people too. Like, Betty Ann is an incredible mentor of mine. And also, she saw that I was struggling on a level that I need more help. What can I say? At that time, I needed more help. And instead of trying to do anything other than be the incredible Betty Ann, she just said, you know what? Connect with this group. You need a group, and you need Kerry. And there was no hesitation. And I went to the meeting, and there was something magical about it. That is a word. And I was nervous to speak with Kerry, and I cried pretty much the whole time because I was in such a bad spot, business-wise, financial-wise. And since I gave myself permission, which was very scary, to be vulnerable and to express that, Kerry was able to know, hey, this is what's going on. Because we like to put on a facade. We like to make a story to make ourselves, not look so bad or look good. Guess what? That's not going to help your business. If you're in a pickle, come on. So she was there for me right from the beginning. And she has been such a joy to my life and helping me through so many things that I could talk all day. But just, Kerry, thank you so much. Again, creating a community that makes magic. And I am so excited every Tuesday when I get to host that women's meeting that Kerry, I'm going to say, Kerry let me do that. Like that, she didn't have to, but she has nurtured me, and I just love it. And I'm so excited. So thank you, Kerry.
You're welcome. And you've been a joy to my life. So, it's been a thrill. And, I have to say something about Tif. When she came in to see me that first time, she was very vulnerable. And there's so many times people come in, they come to see me, and they're full of crap. They're actually this. I just gonna say it. Terry's laughing, right? But they're just full of crap. They come in, and like, I can help them with so much, and instead of trying to listen, they're trying to sell me something. They're trying to pitch me, right? And I just ask questions. Like I always ask lots of questions. Some of you get offended. Why are you asking me so many questions? Because I'm trying to help you, honey. Like, I can't actually help you if I don't ask some questions, because I would just be talking BS. I want to tell the truth, right? So I want to know what's really going on. And Tif came in all vulnerable, and she said, this is really going on. This is where I'm at. And because she did, I was able to help her, instead of her coming in and say, I'm all that in a bag of chips and I don't need your help. I need you to buy from me because I'm better than you, and that's like the mode of, talking that lots of people have. Like, they're like, oh, they look at me like I'm a coach or something. And like, I serve as coaches, so you're my client. And I'm like, I am not a coach, honey. Okay. I run a business network and have done it for 15 years where there have been thousands of coaches, and I know a lot because I've been surrounded by great minds, not because I'm actually all that smart and brilliant. I'm just a sponge. I've soaked it up, right? And so she came in here with that humility, and I was able to like reach down and help her and bring her up to where everybody else was. And she is like a joy to our lives now. She fills the room with her positivity, and she speaks to the heart of women in the Positively Women's Networking Group. And there are so many people that look forward to that meeting every week. and they come back again and again, and that's the hub of their life in their business. So Tif is the magic of relationships, in the women's group. She holds that all together, and she does such a wonderful job, and we just love her. So I want to thank her for everything that she does. That's just amazing. Hey, who else has had a relationship? Michel, tell us about who's really touched you.
Honestly, Kerry, I got a lot of people that have really touched me in my life. So I just can't name just one. So I'll go as organizations. Being with Legal Shield, one of the things that's kept me with the company is that when I took a year off to go back to school to further myself, to better myself, to personally and professionally develop myself, like you said, there were still people that have really no reason to call and check on me and ask me how I was doing, ask me how my family was doing and things like that, how school was going, if I needed help with anything or any resources they would be able to point me in the direction of that I needed. And then also being here with CIBN and surrounding myself with you all, it's been pretty much the exact same thing. I'll name drop one from here besides yourself, Kerry, but Josh, I was about to say George, but Josh, Josh has been, he's been astronomical and looking at the way, not just him, but all of you all work here within CIBN. That's something that I'm learning to emulate within my own business and within my own lifestyle, because when you surround yourself with those like-minded individuals, it's something that can definitely help empower you and lift you up. And I look at it like this. A lot of people have heard of the crabs in the bucket, the analogy of the crabs in the bucket, when one gets to the top and the other one pulls them back down. Well, if you really think about it, none of the crabs want to be in the bucket. None of the crabs want to be in the bucket. And the crab that pulled the first one down, it wasn't that he was trying to pull him down. He was just trying to pull out. He was trying to pull out too. But the other crab, didn't make it to the point where he was strong enough to be able to hold both of them up. And that's what CIBN is. CIBN, it's not the crab, but it's the group of friends that's at the top of the bucket that have made it, that have understood, and like you said, have been vulnerable, that are willing to reach down and help pull you up out of the holes that you're in, or even coach you or teach you and give you resources to help get you to where it is that you need to be at. And like I said, I missed a few of the calls or a few of the lives here because I was dealing with referrals that have came to me through CIBN because of this platform over the last few days with the summit. So this is definitely my businesses, and you all are my friends and my family. You all are those magical relationships that I have. So thank you for that.
Awesome. That's always music to my ears when I hear that somebody is really, getting business from CIBN. They're getting those referrals because we exist to help you make money. And as we've been building this, I mean, of course, we really want to have also people having these great relationships come out of it, because that's part of it. In networking, we're always saying it's about who do you know, trust, who do you like, know, trust, and like. Well, the thing is, we only ever get to the like part. Okay. Usually when you go out networking, you meet somebody, you go, I like them. You don't like them enough to give them your $25,000 client. Okay. Nobody likes anyone that much. Okay? You have to know them and trust them to give them your $25,000 client. And that comes from building these great relationships in business where you meet people more than once, because we all go out to these meetings and we go, oh, I met this person, right? And it was a great person that, I really enjoyed it. And they said they were going to give me a lead. Did they? And did they warm it up for you really good? Chances are probably not. Why? Because they only like you. Like isn't enough, honey. Okay. We got to know you. So Gretchen just joined us. Hey, Gretchen, yay. We're just telling everybody, who has been magical in relationship with you. We're talking about the magic of relationships, who has really impacted you. Most we're talking about people in the CIBN, but there's, some are naming some other groups and stuff too, and things that they've been doing have been really super magical. So I'll come back to you in a minute. I'll let you think about that. I'm just going to pick on somebody else we haven't heard from yet. Sheenay, why don't you tell us who's been magical in relationships with you?
So of course, like with my business ventures that I have. So the support, they're like they have their own business too, but the fact that they're supporters, they're like coaches and motivators. I have people that I'm pretty close with that I have one particular person who actually introduced me to this community. She said, why don't you just give them a try and just, get to network and get to know them and see what they have going on. So she actually, introduced me to CIBN. She didn't know about the big community. She had just heard about it through, like the different apps. So I came here for that, and she's just been with me every step of the way. She's like now at this point, like almost like a family member, because she checks on me like, well, how are you doing? Like mentally, how are you doing? Like always just trying to be there every step of the way. A very good coach and inspiration. And I haven't met anybody that's not family that moves like that for me, in a long time. So that's very personal and appreciative as well as professional. And it's several people here in CIBN that I have become also personal and professional relationships with. A couple of them are on the call, of course, but outside as well. It's just been a really good, tight-knit community that really helps and support and just willing to collaborate and even give me feedback. So it's not just about supporting other areas when it comes to referrals or things like that. For me, it's about the feedback, being honest and not just taking it as, oh, well, they're just saying this to be judgmental. No, it's about being positive, being uplifting, telling you not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. And that's what I like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And, Sheenay's very special to me too. She's always there to help out. She helps out with every summit. Guys, she doesn't have to. She's been doing this for about 2 years now. She helps me with every summit. She's like, what can I do? Can I help you with the speakers? And she just pitches in. She meets with me weekly as we're preparing, sometimes for 2 months before a summit. And so she's just amazing. I just want to say thank you, Sheenay, for all that you do for us. So yeah, amazing, wonderful, and somebody else that's been magical for me, of course, is my husband. Francois does all this work behind the scenes. We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing right now on this summit without him. Okay. And of course, he's been very special to me, of course. But even, and I haven't said this publicly, so I want to say this right now. Francois in the last year has done probably 10 times what he normally would have done. And that's because I had a cancer diagnosis this year. Okay. So that's who, looked after me during this whole thing. Well, and helped run everything behind the scenes in the business. He never really cooked before. And then I got so sick, I couldn't even cook for myself. And so I wouldn't have eaten for like 8 months because I could not do that. And he would make me my meals and bring them upstairs and feed me. Okay. And looked after the house and did the house cleaning and did everything that needed to be done. And he was running this business behind the scenes. So I want you to put your hands together for him because he is awesome. Okay. And Francois, who's been magical for you, like in business relationships? What have you thought?
Of course, it's you, because when I started my business, I knew nothing about business. And in person, we were doing something called MASTERmind. So we used to go to a location and do masterminds. And I learned a lot from Kerry. She taught me a lot. I'm still learning, like sales and stuff like this. I'm always learning. So, and of course, all of you guys, Michael, we had a jar of your mango jam you sent to us. You ship it through the mail for us. That was awesome. Thank you. Sheenay, Tif, I feel like I know you because, I've been hearing you for a long, long, long time. And everybody else, Gretchen, we met Gretchen in person. She came to Calgary to have dinner with us. So I feel like I know all of you guys. And Terry, yeah, I watch you a little bit. I don't know you too much, but I'm starting to know you. So thank you guys.
Yeah, awesome. And Gretchen just came in here too. Gretchen, yeah, she flew into Calgary. We had dinner together. We had such a wonderful, such a wonderful time together. And we just enjoyed it so much. We could have talked for hours You know,
I
literally.
think we closed the place down.
we
were the last
did.
ones there.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. She came into town, and I were like, okay, we have to meet. And I was actually in the middle of chemo, like things were not that great for me right then. And I think I put some kind of rag or tie on my bald head. and Francois helped me to the car because I was not in really good shape, but I was like, we cannot miss this. I'm not letting Gretchen leave town without meeting her. And so we went down there and we had dinner, and I'm not sure how much I even ate, but I enjoyed sitting there and just having a meal with her. And it was amazing to see her in person. And we found out we have so much in common. We were like, we were talking for hours and hours, and it was like the time just went so fast. And like we had been friends already online, but to meet in person, it was just so special. So, for yourself, like who have you really met to in CIBN?
Oh, well, I think you're a big part of CIBN and why everybody comes, and I think you're very generous with all of your information and your resources, and I've seen you offer many of your members things that I think, well, nobody else would do that. So I've always been really impressed by that. Is the reason I joined CIBN is in talking to you, I really got the impression that you personally cared about whether or not my business was successful. And, you don't really see that a lot in dealing with people. And you've definitely lived up to that. I think you have so many different things for people to take advantage of, whether it's the quarter launch or the social media or all the different YouTube videos that you have out there. It's an impressive body of work that you put together and tools that you have for helping people. But you also have a tremendous community of sort of like-minded, caring, giving people. And I've met some really key people. One of the people I met through CIBN, I signed up and I've taken some of her courses and stuff, and that's been instrumental in helping me with some of the things I was working on in my business and some of the struggles that I had. And then I've met her community. So it's kind of like the community that just keeps growing, right? It's not just the people that you meet within CIBN, but then you get to meet the people in their networks, and it just sort of multiplies over and over again. So it's like this little exponential growing thing. And yeah, it's been key for getting feedback and really helping me figure out the direction of the products that I'm building and what would really serve people. And to the point someone was making earlier too, when you're in a community of other people who are doing what you're trying to do, and you can see them doing it, and you can see them have challenges, have struggles, but overcome them. It just makes it so real in your head. And it gives you such confidence that like, hey, they're doing it, I can do it. It's so motivating. And, to be in a community where the people are so giving. I mean, there's a long list of people in CIBN I could call and say, hey, I'm trying to do this. I know you did that. Can you give me some advice? And they would all jump on a call and help me out. I have no doubt.
Awesome. And we've just enjoyed growing all of these relationships and bringing everybody together, and seeing, them grow and change and come together, as a team. It's just been absolutely amazing. So anyone else want to add anything about, yeah, go ahead, Terry.
Over the last 18 months, I have been cocooning. I went on sabbatical, and a lot of things emerged from that. And one of them was I recognized that I pushed everybody away for a while because I needed to regroup. And I've been in this business for 38 years, but I've been in business since I was 18 years old. And so I know what networking is all about. And I know what quality networking is all about. And out of nowhere, and I really cannot remember how we met, Kerry, out of nowhere, you landed in my life. And we had our first meeting, and we did what on the CIBN software, the software for matches. We ended up being a 10 out of a 10, and you were blown away that we were a 10 out of a 10. And I didn't really quite understand what that was all about, but I've learned. And what I love about what you created with CIBN, especially since, again, I know networking very well, you created a place that is safe. There's a safety energy with CIBN that is very powerful that not all networking organizations have. You're about the people. You're about helping people grow, not only in their businesses, but personally. You've got an energy that literally it's this spider web of love that goes out to the LinkedIn network to pull people into you. That is incredibly powerful, and it is truly a gift on many levels. It is such a gift to be able to do that. And I know for myself, with this new product line that's going to be launched in April, you've been so wonderful in putting me in front of audiences, or allowing me the opportunity, I should say, of being in front of audiences and continue doing work that I love while I'm in the process of creating this product line. And that's very special to me because, again, being in this cocoon that I put myself in because I had to. There's a time and a space in life where it's good to pause. And that's what I was doing. I was pausing. And little by little, I'm coming out of the pause and being out alive. And last night with the women with Tif, it validated for me personally what I meant to be doing, my calling, so to speak. All the tools that I have, all the skill sets that I have are there. I was doing what I was meant to do, and it was natural. And I just want to thank you because the network that you have created here is extraordinary.
Thank you. Thank you. We love our members. We have different levels of members at CIBN, and we love them all. Like, some of them come in and they're just beat up and broken, and all they can handle is the networking one for $27 a month. And that's okay. That's what they can do, right? So they just get started, and Tif tells everybody that she started there. That's just how we got going. The people you're hearing talking right now, many of them are part of the speakers program. In fact, everyone in here is part of the speakers program. And the speakers program is, a little bit more. It's $77 a month or $777 a year. And some of them are they've bought life packages. And we've got a few of those around as well. They've invested in their networking by being here. And, whatever level people come in, whether it's that, they're doing Sales Pro, which is a little more, they're in the MASTERmind program, or even if they're a personal consultation client of mine that's really high ticket, I bring them into the network. Okay. They pay me $25,000 and I bring them into the network because the network is where they meet these people. It's where they grow in relationship. It's where they're going to be exposed to things that they need to hear, and it helps them to grow so much faster. And it's one of the advantages that I have when I do consultation is I can say, you don't just get me, you get these people. Okay, because these people are like, they rock it. I'm just putting a QR code up at the top there for everybody, because that QR code will take you to CIBN, to our main page, and to the membership options where you can just have a look and you can get started. But when you are joining CIBN, you're not just getting Kerry George or Joshua, who's running the clubs. You're getting Terry Wildeman, okay, because she's part of the group. And when she comes and shares and gives you these methods of connecting your heart and your head together, it will blow you away. It will be magical, okay? It's going to give you so much more than what you ever hoped or dreamed or imagined. So there's magic in the group, right? And, when you get to meet Tif, man, she's going to make your day. Okay. She's bubbly and she's fun and she's exciting and she, just brings joy into every room, And when you meet Sheenay, Sheenay's going to show you how to get the toxicity and the crap out of your house and start using things that actually change your life, And she's going to change your life. just with her solid compassion and always being there, and we just have everybody in the room is just, they're all part of that magic in the relationships at CIBN. And a lot of you haven't seen Francois because, he's in the background doing all the work. Okay. But none of this would exist without him. So he is part of the magic, and Joshua couldn't be here right now. And that's why? Because he's running a meeting right now. He's out there right now bringing networkers together, helping entrepreneurs, speaking into their lives, right? He's doing it right now. And this is what we eat, sleep, and breathe every day at CIBN. It's all about the magic of let's bringing these people together and let's see things, change and transpire in their lives. Is there anything you wanted to add to any of that? Has anybody got something that, it's burning on your heart you want to share it? Tiff, go ahead.
Just for a moment, because I love that I'm here with Gretchen, and I haven't really talked with her a lot, but here's the best part about the magic of relationships. This summit, I'm connecting with her through this summit. And when we do connect at a meeting, even if we don't get to talk a lot, what I love is there's so many different ways that you get to know, like, and trust and develop the magic of that relationship. Like to go back and to hear her speak and to go back and to hear Terry and Sheenay. It's so wonderful. And of course, Kerry. Francois, thank you so much for making us look, so good. And that's what I just love. Like it's whatever level you come in here at, there is so much more available. And I love that we have that kind of, it is a family. You get to have a business family. And I got to say it one thing, like, you go to work, if you have a 9-to-5 job, and there's everything right with that. And, you have like your work family. When you're out in business, you know what? You do get to choose who you're hanging out with. And I am so lucky that I get to choose to hang out with everybody here at CIBN, however I can. And that's how it just is so magical.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really very, very special what has, come together here and how people are, playing into that. And like you said, there's so many different levels. Like we got business owners that own multiple locations. They're big business owners. They have, like, I've got a guy who owns more than one physical, businesses, on streets, they cost a lot of money. He says probably 10 million a year. We have people like that. We've got guys like Cliff Morgan, who, his clientele starts at coming in at $40,000 and goes up to millions, we've got people as well. Like I got a girl, she's going to come online here later and do her presentation today. And we're giving her the platform for that. She trains dogs, and she's not good with people. Okay. and she's quiet and shy. And the first time she came to a CIBN meeting, she cried right in the meeting. She was like, she couldn't even explain who she was and what she did. And here we are. This is, I think, about 1.5 years now that she's been part of CIBN, and she has done this presentation. And, people are going to watch that presentation. I think some might be judgy. They might go, well, she's not a great speaker. Well, she is an awesome speaker. You should have seen where she came in. Okay. She could not speak without crying, without buckling in her knees and falling down. Okay. So to be able to step up and say, I'm going to do this. Right. And, she's a superhero. Her name is Yuki. Okay. And I love Yuki. She is amazing to watch, this little thing. She was just so afraid of everything. And now she's stepping out. She's coming to speaker training, and learning from the speakers program, and that's amazing. Because when she joined us, oh my God, the idea, if I'd have said to you should join the speakers training, she'd have passed out. And she's at every speaker training meeting, and she's soaking it up. And, it's the progress. Everybody is making progress. They're all on a path, and the progress looks different for different people. Right? Sometimes, for somebody, who's coming in and they're at the beginning stage of their business, just putting one foot in front of the other and showing up tomorrow is progress. Right? And then when you've got somebody who's like, they've been speaking and they've been going and doing these different things, and it's not working for them and they're frustrated. Right? CIBN is their refuge because they come in and we show them the things that actually do make money and how to get off the hamster wheel. you know. And then you got the guy who comes in and they get big businesses and they're like, I just want to give back. I want to give back to the entrepreneurial community. So I'll sponsor CIBN. We love those guys. I come in with $10,000, $25,000. They're like, we just want to look after the entrepreneurs, you know, and we promote them. We tell everybody how awesome they are. And they really are awesome. They've contributed so you guys can get more for less. So we can keep our prices low and still keep the lights on at CIBN and supply the stuff for them. So this has been an amazing, amazing journey as we've been doing this with everyone. And so many relationships being built with each other, with people outside of the network that we met, or you know, or learning how to network as well. Guys, here's a thought. Have you got what you've learned here? Have you been able to take that to other places and watch your greater network just expand? Who wants to comment on that? I know Gretchen kind of mentioned it earlier, but who else has gone out beyond there and has increased their net worth through their network? Yeah, Tif, go ahead.
Oh, definitely, because to a certain point, but I gotta go back to Yuki just for a moment, because I can't wait to hear her. Because the best part about being a part of that speakers club and how we're growing is that we're authentic. We're showing up and we are being our amazing selves. So it doesn't matter what level you're at. And I just love that. It's fascinating to me because I don't have pets, but I love how she is able to bring that element to CIBN. It's just so, I just love what people are bringing. But yes, about the increasing net worth, and we talk about money just for a moment. Why is it that the word money can sometimes, you're talking about money? Should we even, oh my goodness. Yeah, let's talk about it. Until I connected with CIBN, it wasn't even an expensive hobby. I don't know what I had. I really don't know what I had. I certainly didn't have a business. It wasn't even a hobby. And I wasn't making any money. And I was hemorrhaging money to the point where that's a story for another day when I connected with CIBN. And to take a breath. Okay, here's where I'm at. Let's just be real. Where do you want to go? Let's take some steps. Here's how I can guide you. And I actually made money. I actually had clients. And it's not like, oh, I made money. What I was doing was I was able to be out there being of service to people and be comfortable enough with myself. We're not, none of us are perfect, but it doesn't matter. We have what people need right now, just as we are right now. But I didn't believe that. And then once I started to, and it's still a process, but guess what? Having clients that I can give to and be of service to and be compensated for that. Hello. It's like, it shouldn't be that hard. It's pretty simple, but we get in our own way. It's true. But when you're surrounded with magical relationships, they help you. Sure, there's magic, but you get to be grounded in reality. It's amazing. Like, here's where you are. Here's what happened. Okay, did something go great? Let's celebrate it. Something didn't go so well. All right, let's look at it, but let's not dwell. Let's just take another step. And that's what I love. I am so appreciative to say I have a business and I'm kind of re-emerging this year. And I'm so excited about it because I'm not starting from zero. We never start from zero. And you don't have to be in this alone. And that's why I love the magical relationships to actually have a business. It's amazing. So thank you, Kerry. I love talking about that element.
Yeah, it's important that we can make money together. That's, when CIBN started way back 15, 16 years ago, right away we noticed some people knew how to network better than others, but many people were not making money from networking. And so we interviewed all the people that were making money and started turning that into training so that others could benefit from that. And of course, the book Smart Networking that we sell on our website, is all about that. Like, how do you network better? Because if you're not making $150,000 a year from networking, you're doing it wrong. Sorry. Okay. There is real money to be made in networking. And every business owner should be able to get themselves up to 150K at least. Okay. Just from doing basic things over and over and over again. And some are on a journey, they're not there yet, but as they keep putting one foot in front of the other, they will be getting there. And at CIBN, we have more than one method to make 150K, so you can turn that into $1 million a year business. But it's one step at a time, one thing at a time, you know. And some people come along and they learn the LinkedIn strategy, and that's their thing, and they really grow with that. And the next person comes along and, you know, they're doing the collaboration strategy, and that's their thing, and that's what they do, and that's how they make it, that's how they do it, you know. And the next one comes along and they learn to be a better speaker in speakers program, and they suddenly start turning speaking gigs into money. You know? So there's different strokes for different folks, and we want to be there to help you to get to that. And we are about making money, even though we're in the middle of like all this love, and, you know, we're going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. But the bottom line for business is the bottom line. If you don't make money, okay, what is going to happen, right? If you don't make money, if you're not a happy capitalist, see, Terry just put that up, happy capitalism, which we say all the time. If you're not someone who is creating win-win-win situations, and you're not enjoying the time of your life here where you get to give that opportunity and have people receive it and refer you to others, you know, if you don't have that, you're going to go out of business. So that's what the community is about. We've got to do that in the middle of all that love, you know, or else it will fall apart, because people can't afford to stay running a business that isn't making money. The bottom line is really important. And I have to say this, Tif and I were talking the other day, and she was talking about learning, and we were sharing, I was sharing like how many books that I've read. And then we were saying, you know, at CIBN, learning is a lifestyle.
Yeah, Sheenay said that. Sheenay, can you say it in your voice? Because that's like awesome.
Okay. Learning is a lifestyle.
Yes.
Just awesome. She's kind of like Morgan Freeman or something. Baby, we got to get her on one of our videos saying that. You do an advertising video and dub her voice in. That's really awesome. You know, it is. It's a lifestyle, and it's part of everything that we do. There's this learning component. There's this relationship component. We're all got, you know, on a journey of making more money, and it's magical. It's just magical how it all comes together. And these people here that join me today, they're part of that magic. So I hope that you love them and appreciate them like I do. And, you know, come and join the tribe. This is the kind of people you meet here at CIBN. So QR code will take you to the page where you can join. Come and join. And we're going to continue on with the summit here now. Today, right next is happening right now is Jennifer Robertson. It's going live. Long-time friend of the network, you know, has been an amazing asset to us for probably 4 or 5 years. She's just brilliant. And so she's going to be giving her tips on social media as a marketing maven. So you definitely want to watch that video. And then later on today, we're going to see Yuki. We got Alicia Alexander is up. I'm going to come back and talk about the tools of the network later today. And then as we finish out the summit, we're going to hear from Cliff Morgan. And Cliff Morgan, oh my gosh, absolutely brilliant. He's going to give you financial tips and ideas for your business that you have literally never heard before. And he's going to show you some stuff that you have no idea. I mean, he can protect you from being sued. He can protect you from, from giving away your money through taxation. Okay. And all of it is totally legal and awesome. It's what the Rockefellers use. So I always enjoy listening to him. We really enjoyed, you know, watching that video, and I know even and editing the video and looking at it again and again, because he is a rock star. So you're definitely going to want to see that. And by the way, he's had quite a journey with CIBN too. He's got a great testimony on our website about how much we impacted him financially. He went from like having $4,000 in his bank account to like $110,000 about 4 months later because of what he learned at CIBN and the relationships. And today he's a sponsor. He's a sponsor of CIBN, $10,000 a year, and invests back into CIBN. And he makes a solid ROI from that every year. So we're just so thrilled we're just excited and ecstatic to have him come and talk and share his knowledge with everybody. Guys, any closing thoughts as we're just finishing up here?
Thank you, Kerry.
I just want to say nice to meet everyone, and I have to go too. So see you guys again. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to finish up here. I'm just going to hit the end button so you guys can go watch. And I think as I do that, I might even turn the music back on because it's just so much fun. All right, let's go. Let's go finish out the summit and watch along today and watch the ones from before. Turn the playlist on. You're going to love it.